debuted with this Choti Sardani. When you look back at your journey, how do you see Nimrit on the landscape of television entertainment?
Um, Frankly speaking, I never came with the intention of, I want to make it big in TV or TV is what I want to do. I had no thought process like that. I was always very open to ideas. I'm otherwise, I completed my law 5-year course, went for Miss India. And after that, because I always wanted to act, I felt like there was this second opportunity that one had. When you're out of school, you have an opportunity to kind of make your choice. And I made mine. And I'm so glad that I completed my education and got myself a professional degree because at that point of time, that really fit in my plan. And post Miss India, when I started getting offers, I felt like this was another opportunity or chance to give to myself. And I feel life is too short to live in what ifs. So my parents told me, you take 6 months and let's see how it pans out. And if it doesn't, you can always come back to your education and you pursue law. So the agenda was never TV. In fact, if you ask me, and I must say this very honestly, just like every person out there who's stepping out with big dreams, I was a little finicky about the fact that, TV, I don't want to immediately start TV. Maybe I should try for other things, like maybe like a film or, and the reason I moved to Bombay was because, there was Mukesh Chabra's office. Mukesh sir's office, they were casting for a film and they liked my test. So I came, I met with the producer, the director, and I was like, wow, I'm just going to get like a film so easy. And I'm so glad that eventually that project never went on flow because I think I would have gotten it too easy and then you don't realize the value of things. And I had already by then auditioned. I would never say no to any kind of audition. So even if it was TV audition, web audition, ad audition, anything, I would just go because I felt like, it's better than staying at home and doing nothing. You're just going and getting an exposure of just being in front of a camera, probably meeting new people. So when Choti Sadani, the script was narrated to me, and I kid you not, I went in for the audition very half-heartedly with no intention to do it. I wasn't even wearing the appropriate, attire for it. And when I heard it, I was like, wow, this is this is such a first time. And for me, if this was going to be on OTT or if it was going to be in a film format, no matter what the format, I really wanted to be a part of this project. So, I feel like when you have no hidden agendas in doing things, things pan out very beautifully for you. And I gave my 200%, which is why I feel that maybe it has reflected in how people, accept me today. And like you said, you feel that, even I feel that I'm a household name now. So that was never the goal, you know. It was just 100% honesty to what I was doing is what led to this. So I think it's just so important to focus on your work and then let things unfold for you.
So it's been how many years of Choti Sardani now, Nimrit?
It's I'm so sorry. Yeah, so I started shooting in May 2019 and the show went on air in July 2019. So this May I'm going to complete 2 years of shooting for this show.
Wow, that's incredible,
Yeah.
really. And in addition to Choti Sardani, can we expect to see you in some other projects also, some other projects that are in pipeline?
One always wants to do other work and it's not like I haven't been offered things simultaneously, but for now at least the primary focus is definitely Chuti Sadani, also because of the kind of time it consumes. I'm always working around the clock. I literally can count on my fingertips the number of days I get free. But
Yes.
yes, one would want to venture out soon into other projects and do things simultaneously. I think that's very important for growth.
Hmm, right. Since it's a daily soap, so I'm sure you must be working under immense pressure day in and day out. You're always most of
All
the
the
time
time.
on the set and hardly have any time for yourself. So it must be difficult for
Yeah.
you to kind of maintain a balance between personal and work life. How do you make adjustments and how do you strike a balance?
To be very honest, Barkha, I think I've learned over the course. The first 6 months were they were like, I didn't know what happened. They were literally consecutively 4 days of being on set, not getting to go back home. It also resulted in the fact that I started to eat a lot and eat at odd times, not getting enough sleep. I ended up putting, a certain amount of weight, almost 10 kilos. Luckily for me, we were dealing with the pregnancy track. So I was like, oh, this goes very well with my character, but it wasn't intended. It just how it played out.
Mm,
So when you're new, you don't really know much as to how to balance. It's only with time and with personal experiences, I feel, that I've realized how important it is to take out time for yourself, like you said, and ensuring what you eat, getting enough sleep, prioritizing. And I think I've learned how to prioritize my health, because if eventually, I mean, if your health doesn't go hand in hand with you, how much are you going to work? We can't work like machines. So I've learned it, but I've learned it the hard way. I've gone through the space of hair fall and dark circles and acne and weight and not understanding how to cope with it. I also feel like lockdown was a good time that one had, because obviously we were not shooting. And I'm not saying that, oh, thank God for COVID, not at all. But it at least it was the positive thing was that I got to invest time on myself and finally crack a balance.
mm, mm. So, how do you spare now the time to pamper yourself? Do you go to visit gyms or spas frequently? How do you manage to do all that? And how often do you go? Do you visit a
So
spa or a salon?
So one thing I've realized is that home remedies work very well for me. And frankly speaking, because of COVID, I literally like stepped into a salon almost after an entire year, a few days back, because I was like very scared
Mm,
of exposing myself. So I think lockdown has really taught me a lot. Home packs, home remedies, chumpies with almond oil, uh, all of this really helped me a lot. Then I think eating right makes a lot of difference. If you're eating healthy, making sure that you control your carbs and taking your supplements, that also really works. And for me, you won't believe, but I ended up losing about 10 kilos and going back into the original size that I had, before I gained that weight during the course of the show. And I did all of that working out, and thanks to Zoom and my trainer, I made sure I ordered equipment, and now there's an entire room just dedicated to my workouts and my reading. And yeah, I make sure to also sleep at least for 7 hours. Actually, that's exaggerating. 6 hours.
mm.
Yeah, I do manage to get 6 hours of sleep now.
Now you have adjusted to the mode of work and adjusted yourself
Yes,
accordingly, and things are falling into place. So, Richa ji,
finally.
to ask you some beauty related questions also. So now
Def-
I'll leave it on her.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Skin is glowing and she's looking so beautiful. So I would like to know her खूबसूरती का राज. But before that, I
Me
do
too.
something because yeah, she was just talking about the weight loss and all. So I would like to ask her and continue to do that. That what is her weight loss, weight management, and fitness regime? Tell us something a little bit more so that our viewers also know that how you did it. Something about your
Most
regime.
definitely, most definitely. So, I've someone like, I don't know, but I feel like my body type is such that once I shed the weight, and if I keep a check on what I'm eating, trust me, I have a lot of cheat meals in the middle and left, right, and center. I do that, but I also make sure that I stick to the calorie consumption that I want to, that I've decided for myself. Also, I've realized that CrossFit workout really helps me. My body weight is enough. I so the, so CrossFit is mostly what I do. A little bit of weight training, but like not so much, because I'm someone who likes to have a very lean kind of figure. So I have dumbbells at home. So I make sure to keep changing my workout with my trainer, and I make sure to at least work out probably like 4 to 5 days a week ideally. There have also been days when I don't get to do that, so when I can't work out, I make sure that I keep a check on my calorie count. Also, one thing that has really helped me is intermittent fasting. I only consume my meals between 12:30 to about 7, which so basically my first, and I depend a lot on green tea. So my morning starts with green tea. I reach set and my hair and makeup is happening, so I'm having green tea. Somewhere in the middle, when I'm feeling a little too hungry, maybe towards lunchtime, I'm again having green tea. So 3 cups of green tea I have every day. And yeah, and I just keep having a lot of Nimboo pani and everything and keep myself hydrated. And then my first meal happens somewhere around 12:30, which is basically lunch. And after that, I make sure to have maybe around 4 o'clock. I have a bunch of dry fruits or maybe just fruits in general, that a small bowl of fruits. And then I have my dinner, which is so all my meals happen on set. But post 7, I don't eat. And good part is because I've started working out now and my body is now tuned to intermittent fasting, I don't feel hungry, which is great. And if I do, then I have dates, one or two, like cheat.
That's a healthy way to cheat, actually. Quite an
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
easy way to
but
cheat.
not if you end up having like too many dates. Then you're
Yeah,
like busted.
portion control is a key, actually.
Yeah.
Yes. Another thing I was thinking, that you just mentioned that ek saal baad aapko mauka mila, you went to a salon. So just wanted to ask, what was the first thing you were looking for, to visit salon or a spa? What was the thing you missed? Because you did a lot of home things and, packs
Yeah.
and all you missed. Kya aisi cheez
Yeah.
thi jo
I
really?
missed the most was so love. I feel like because you're working around the clock and fine.
TV industry, this body shaming and all is nowadays you get to listen a lot and a lot of discussions are happening. What is the take on that? What do you think about that? Is it and how if it is?
Ma'am, to be very honest, like Richa, I feel that it's not just limited to the TV industry. I feel it is everywhere. It would be wrong to just say that it's a part of the TV industry and it's become so frequent. I think it's a problem that has been everlasting, and that's been since the time we were in school. Like I've had personally really bad experiences when I stepped into law school. And by the time I stepped into law school, 11th and 12th was so kind of hard on me that I ended up eating a lot. I developed an eating disorder, and I would either constantly being study, like I would just spend my time studying or I would spend my time eating. And I ate so much that I went from 57 kilos to about a 78 without no realization of it. I was still very confident. I did not realize the change in terms of the size that happened in my body, and I was still very like confident. But when I reached law school, there were so many people who took digs at me. I'm sure you remember, abhi to khair nahi hota, but Facebook pe, when you have those community pages of your college, so there would be like anonymous things written about you. So, oh my God, you're so fat. Why do you wear such clothes? You're so ugly. That I remember getting hate letters and on Holi, some of my girl batchmates in the hostel, they slipped in hate letters telling me that you're so ugly and you should turn into a lesbian, no guy's going to be interested in you, you're so fat. So I was fat shamed to the core, and in a professional college which also had no concern with the entertainment industry, or you understand certain things happening where maybe looks matter or maybe the size matters. Say if you're in the modeling industry, or if you're say prepping to become an air hostess or whatever. But in a professional college, which mostly means so much more about your brains and so much more about your personality, I was fat shamed then. So I've had my share of experiences, and these were the same people who, of course, when I went on to prepare for Miss India, and then all of a sudden I'm the hottest girl in the batch, and I was like, I'm still the same person, dude. You know, so it's not the TV industry; it's just the mentality, and it's just also how we've been fed that thin is pretty. So it's the upbringing and the mentality that needs to change. And it can change in a lot of ways. Like, I'm so glad that you asked me this question. So such conversations need to happen. Entertainment and performing arts is one space where you can change the perception. If you have a lead, your protagonist is, say, so huge, in terms of her size or her weight is too much, and you consider that also beautiful. And there have been examples of that. Vidya Balan or Bhumi, they have done roles in which they are literally the center of the film, and they are shown as women who are on the heavier side. So we need to change our mentality, I would say.
That's true. That's really, there's such kind of a talk, and things will motivate people and will make people understand also that it is not, they're not supposed to. Okay, now back to what we wanted to ask, and especially me wanted to ask about your beauty. What is your beauty routine? What products do you use? How do you pick up the products? Is it something about your beauty routine?
So honestly speaking, my mother's going to have a big laugh that you asked me this, and I'm also answering this, because frankly speaking, I'm the worst at maintaining any kind of routine. But because I've, post the lockdown, I've become a little more responsible, and I've also realized that, babe, if you gotta stay in the business, you gotta take care of yourself. So I do very simple things. I have a very dry skin, so I do make sure to, and of course, because I'm applying too much makeup every day, so I make sure that there were days I used to sleep with my makeup on if I would be too tired. That's such a big no. So I use a Bioderma makeup remover. I think it's amazing, so I use that. Then I depend heavily on Body Shop products. So there's a cleanser that I will do. There's a toner that I'll do. Then the night cream, no. So the night serum, because I genetically have pigmentation issues. So I make sure to, apply an under eye serum. And then, of course, the vitamin E or the vitamin C night cream. And a La Shield. And, I follow the same thing in the morning. That, of course, again, my face wash is also Body Shop. I think I just buy. I think they should make me a brand ambassador, because I use too much of Body Shop. So then in the morning, it's the same night cream again, because again I have a very dry skin. And then La Shield is something that I depend heavily on for my sunscreen, and that's pretty much it. But I do make sure to make some homemade packs. So there's a coffee pack. You put some coffee in it, and you put some curd in it, so that works very well. Then of course, you have the haldi pack. So I do depend a lot, because I have a very sensitive skin. So you won't believe, I got a cleanup recently, and I have 4 pimples out there. So somehow too much of chemical doesn't really suit me. So it's very basic. And I think I should be someone who should learn more from people, because I don't have much to give out.
I would like to add, Richa is expert on all these subjects, and she's been dealing with these kind of skin-related concerns also.
Now I know who to call.
Richa ji, you
now
can.
I know who to call.
Yeah, definitely. And she also
really
brought out a product line which is 100% organic. So maybe I would love to gift you those products. And Richa ji, maybe
I would be so thrilled to.
Yes, and which according to her skin condition, maybe you can add your input, and
I would really like that.
You can suggest her also.
Yeah, she said that she has a little sensitive skin, and the dryness is there, which she's basically doing everything. She's using night serum. She's ensuring that the makeup is removed. But one thing I just wanted to tell her, I mean, she can think about it, that the toner she's using, what happens is, Nimrat, the toners generally in the market are full of alcohol or chemicals. So just be sure that whichever toner you're using, it has to be natural, neutral, with the neutral, the pH value and all. Because if you alcohol-based toners or, strong chemicals, that is again going to rip off your, the oil and your hydration. So just be careful with if you don't have any toner, best thing is 100% rose water will also work, which is natural. Or
gulab jal is fine, right?
Also, what happens is gulab jal also, in the market, there are generally artificial ones. They are not the 100% pure and natural. If nothing is there, the water, the distilled water or the mineral water is also good enough. But just be sure, because that is one thing jo aapki skin ko sensitize bhi karega and dry bhi karega. Rest, I think all creams and serums and night creams, you're using it. Avoid non-professional exfoliations, in the sense that over exfoliation or ghar pe exfoliation, avoid, because that is, if professionally done, is better, because then you need to balance your, as long as you're balancing your skin pH and you're maintaining your cleansing, toning, natural toning and moisturizing, the skin will be repaired.
Right.
Because what is happening most of the time, you are either in a too much of light, or the
Correct.
AC changes, also environmental stress, also you have
Yes.
the cosmetics. So that is what is there. That's why the breakouts and all are there when you going for a facial. So you need to be little careful with this thing.
Right. Thank you.
That is one. Okay, I just wanted to ask one thing. You generally have, people generally have a lot of makeup quick fix. Everybody have tried. So what is the thing what you have tried? A quick makeup, fixing, something you remember, like
some hacks.
Kabhi
maybe?
oily
I'm thinking.
kiya, ya
Some?
koi something you
There's some makeup hacks for which one can do in rush.
My only hack, which is I feel everyone's hack, is I just make sure to quickly correct my under eye, and then if I have the blush palette, or if so I use my blusher on my eyelids quickly, and I use this the sponge, and I use the same thing for my blush, so that I don't have to invest time. So the only products I end up using is my corrector and the blush, which I use for the eyes as well, and a mascara and a lip gloss. So 4 things, and I feel like in 10 minutes you are good to go, at least for a Zoom interview, or maybe like till the grocery store. You're like presentable enough. That's pretty much my hack.
Great.
So these are your must-have beauty products in your vanity.
Yes.
You
Yes,
can't
absolutely.
do that in a small purse. If you're taking a small purse also, what is it? You ensure that it is there in your bag or in your vanity. Something, some...
So a few things that really need to be there is so there's a lip plumper that I use, which is also like a gloss, and you don't really need a balm. Then it's from Estee Lauder, so I use that. Then I also feel that I need to have, so there's this one particular brush that I really like. So with that I can do my eye touch up also, and it also helps with the creasing. So if I don't have that, I kind of panic. I'm like, oh my god, my laugh line is visible, so that one brush is like my go-to brush. The brush needs to be there, and the gloss needs to be there. Apart from that, I can pretty much like work my way around, but these two I can't do without.
But I've noticed your laugh line doesn't look like a laugh line. It looks actually beautifully, contouring your cheeks, and it gives you semblance like Kajol. No, honestly, the Kajol, she also has
Thank you.
The face cut and the smile.
It's such a nice compliment. Seriously, thank you.
Okay.
It's really nice, and I like the way you put on the blush, and it's giving so much of life and so much of happiness to
the face. So this happened today also. Okay, so I forgot my brush. I was like, oh shit, I have this interview. What do I do? So I literally used my 2 fingers to just like dab it.
So because know where it's so easy, and
it's so easy. And I'm like, I don't need a brush now. Tuck, 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 it's just done.
Yeah. And you're using your finger for the bases and all, because of the body, the warmth of your body, this thing, it melts
well,
and
yes.
well. So generally what you a lot of times fingers to put the bases. Okay,
yeah,
one wanted to ask, because we're talking about beauty products and all. What is your take on beauty products that are making tall claims on fairness? So how do you react to that?
They just need to like, my reaction to them is just like this big poker face, and I just really want to tell them that you guys are the reason why we are constantly subjected to you're not fair enough. I mean, honestly speaking, Indian women outside, you go to any other country, you're like this exotic beauty, And the moment, and in your country, you're just like, people are like, oh, you're too dusky. And what does too dusky mean? Or I don't know, like, there's so much of pressure that, and I don't say this just for women. I've seen it happening in our industry, in my day to day, that men are also, at least on the television, I've seen it firsthand, that they're trying to look fairer. And I don't really understand this obsession with it. And I feel it's so important to not promote it. And I think it's high time that, one can always say, so I think each one of us, we do consume vitamin C, right? And they always sell it as vitamin C lightening. So it also helps in evening of the face. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to, change your skin color. I use vitamin C products myself, but that's because I have pigmentation. So I would want one color tone over my entire face instead of having patches. So, but the way they sell it, that, oh, lightning and oh, fairness, I think we really need to let go of all of this. Really, it's just too sad. Not today, at least. We're in 2021. Might as well change the way
Yes,
we,
which, you know, especially through the ads and just to promote